In Rambam and Perek Ches, Mehilchas Avodim, Halacha Yud Ches, the Rambam brings down there's a Havamina that the Odin, the master of the Eved, Knani, that he learns with him Torah, there's a Havamina because he learns with him Torah is Yotzel Lechelus. So the Rambam Paskin that of Odin, the master of the Eved Knani, learns with the Eved Torah, Lo Yotzel Lechelus. In this generation, that Sorah Shenira, and even though thousands of years the Jews fortified their belief that Kol HaMalamedes Bita Torah is Kamalamed Tiflis, and we never taught children to daughters Torah, and because of Sorah Shenira, Torah was consumed by the woman and the better half of marriage, that they consumed a lot of Torah through their education of Beis Yaakov and Sorah Shenira. After thousands of generations that women were subjugated under their master of the husband, Yotzel Lechelus, the woman went out free, and they have their own opinion, and they have their own freedom, and the masculine male cannot tell them anything. And that's what they converge on. Marriage is a certain compensation of giving of something in the communication to hold the marriage together. But women went out free because women were subjugated under the rule of the master. In 1919, the United States came out with a law, the woman's suffrage, that a woman could vote and she has the same equal rights as a man. And that created a boomerang over the whole democratic world in all the countries, that a woman has the same benefits as a man. And women started to go to universities. And that was included also Jewish women. Religious women went to the university in the gymnasia. And they did not want any ger chassid that wears the payas, the long payas, and the pants in their stockings, and they don't walk together with a woman. All kind of behaviors which was not appropriate to the time of 1920. And they didn't want to take these boys as men, as getting married to these people. And the Ger Rebbe Avram Mordechai Alter saw that if he doesn't have women to get married to his Hasidim, he's going to go bankrupt, and he was holding by bankrupt. So he took 400 Hasidim with the Spodiks, and they all went to Radin, to the Chavetz Chaim. And they suffocated the Chavetz Chaim and pressured him that he should come out with a heter, that a woman could learn Torah, because all the Rabbonim in Poland were against Sorah Shenira. Because it's written, Kol HaMalamedes Bita Torah Kamalamed Tiflis, and the rabbis were against Sorah Shenira. And Avram Mordechai Alter was holding by bankruptcy. And the Chavetz Chaim came out with a posik in Tilim and Kuv Yutes, Eis lasas Lashem eferu Torasecho. And first of all, Eis lasas Lashem, in Koheles, there's 28 Eis a svoid, there's a coin, it's only temporary, but not kavua, not forever. So the Eis Lasses Lashem is only a temporary, and he made that Sorah Shanira became a part of the Jewish education. And women became very acquainted with Torah. There's a medrash that says, Choshech zu malchus yovon. Darkness is malchus yovon, Greece. Ba'oimrim liYisrael, kisvu lachem al kerem shel shor, she'ein lam chelik v'elekei Yisrael. There was a sport that the Greeks brought into Eretz Yisrael when they conquered Eretz Yisrael, and the sport was that if a person goes on a wild bull and he writes his name, what faster he writes his name, he wins in the sport. And the Jews took that sport in their hands, and they became the biggest champions by writing their names on a bull. But more they became champions, more they went away from Torah. The same thing here. Man and woman, greater the woman is educated in Torah, there will be less Torah by the men. And in today's generation, Torah is such a degree that really people don't know anything. So the Choshech zu malchus yovon, she'oimru liYisrael kisu lechem al kerem shel shor, or the kisu limdu Torah b'sorah shanira, she'ein lam chelik b'elekei Yisrael. The people don't have a chelik in b'elekei Yisrael. They don't know nothing. Nothing. No Rambam, Aravid, any Nesiras Aksos. God is a toisres. You learn in the morning, we tell the Torah connected kulam. Take people and ask them if they can even say one toisres. They can't say anything. So more the women are educated, the Sorah Shanira is Eilachem Chelik B'Elekei Yisrael. And the Sorah Shanira brought problems. That in the Torah it's written that the Almighty says to the woman, Vel el ishech tishukosech, you will desire your man, v'hu yimshul boch, and the man will be the balabos of you. If a woman kivish nichnas diva Torah nichnas yamumiyas, a woman becomes from feminine, she becomes masculine. And more she becomes masculine, she makes her husband become feminine. And what happens? It becomes isha tishukosech, v'hi yimshul bo. Then the woman is the balavos of the man. And that's what Sorah Shanira created. The biggest churban that Sorah Shanira created, that the women became very masculine, and they get married to a masculine male. It's like Mishkav Zocha, and therefore today in this generation, which 60 years ago was never heard, there's over 750 people that are divorced, which you never heard of divorce in the religious circles. Not only didn't you hear, if a person was divorced, if the parents were divorced, the young woman would never came in consideration. And if their brother was divorced, it didn't come in consideration. Today, Rachmana litzlan. So this whole concept of Sola Shenira was to save a cult, which Ger is a cult. Ger is a cult, Lubavitch is a cult, Belz is a cult. And that cult is controlled only by what the women make the men obligated to the Rebbe. And being it's only created to survive that cult. That's not Moshe Rabbeinu. And Gdoile Yisrael will never come out, because when a woman becomes masculine, she will not let her husband grow more than her. When a woman is feminine, the woman doesn't care if the husband becomes a godel or a Rosh Hashiva. There's no Rosh Hashivas, there's no Gdoile Ador, because Gdoile Ador and Rosh Hashivas is an accumulation of time. The Gemara says that a woman is more stable before the wedding than a man. A male is not so stable. After the chasana, the man becomes super stable and the woman becomes less stable. So when they become less stable in their character and behavior as a male, as a masculine male, she'll never let the husband grow more than the husband. The fucking Rosh Hashivas and Gdoile Ador can't come. So Sola Shenira was only made to save Ger, a cult, that these women will save this cult, that it shouldn't become bankrupt.